Slow down, baby, slow down. Okay, hold on. All right. So a lot has been going on in the past, let me say, week or so that it has been causing a lot of concern on my spirit, not just because it's retrograde or not just because of just the time of year and the spring coming, but I have been having a lot of revelations, and these are so soul awakening, spiritual revelations that are coming from the feminine energy of Igbodu, which is like the woods. The womb of creation is the forest. For the past couple of weeks and days, I've been going to the forest, meditating, talking to the water, talking to the trees, talking to the sun, just trying to figure out where our alignment is as humanity and human beings because of the dreams that I have been having and the soul quaking fear that's being instilled. There's something that's going on that's making a lot of the feminine energies angry. So first off, I'm going to tell you guys some secrets that I have been told that I can say. The energies that sit in the forest, they're sleeping. They were sleeping, right? And there's specific calls of the soul that can awaken the river deities, that can open the trees and reconnect them into one understanding. So certain shamans, certain spiritual leaders, certain people, they have the ability. They are what we call the doctors of the earth. So they are the ones who not only help to realign your body with the earth, but they help realign the earth with us to help connect the two into the same realm of understanding of who we are. So it's like a physical awakening, as well as a spiritual awakening, as well as the earth's awakening. So we are not just waking up as people, the earth is waking up. The mothers are waking up. And so I was very excited on my spiritual journey. I was very excited to continue on this spiritual journey and reawakening things that I have never, gifts that I have that I've never been associated with, right? I went into the realm and I'm expecting to see like the caring, the love, the overall like unity of all races, of all religions, of all people. And I get there and there's so much disorganization, you guys. Like everything was organized, like when they left, when the mothers left and when they fell asleep and things like that. Everything was organized to be able to set 42 laws. Here's how you treat each other. Each of the zodiac signs are going to be birthed certain characteristics of certain people, because each one of these are wombs. Each one of these are is a mother of a womb. So the mothers birth you based on according to what characteristics they want you to have in order to balance the human beings out. And then, of course, when you kill other people and you kill certain race of people, the balance is unrestored. So you'll have more Capricorns born than Cancers. So you'll have more abilities of the Capricorns, but you won't have the feeling and the emotional qualities of the Cancer. So then they go ahead and then you start to be born on cusps of these signs, so you can help balance out the connectivity between the two signs. So the wombs of each of the zodiac signs is supposed to help you to deliver your character, your awapele, your good character. But again, they're killing off a lot of them or putting them in jail or just trying to destroy the spirit of that person to not be able to make leader qualities and tranquil thoughts and things like that, just putting them in harsh environments in order to dim their light. So upon waking up, I'm in the forest, and I'm baptizing myself. Before you enter this forest, before you go into any forest, you need to ask permission. You need to ask the spirits if it's okay. Because when you go into the forest, there's a lot of commotion amongst the trees that, oh, who's next? Who's going to be chopped next? Who's going to get cut down next? I heard that Ali Mae's getting cut next week, and then they're like, communicating with each other and being able to develop the clairaudience to be able to speak to the trees, to be able to give and to receive from the trees. That is a true blessing. It's a blessing. So I want to talk a little bit more about Iyami to the people who do not understand who they are. So Iyami Ajay are the mothers of the night. They are the feminine energies of the earth. They are the birds. They are the fishes. They are the air. They are the fire. Earth, air, fire, water. They are. They have the ability to go anywhere that they want in the spiritual realm and in the physical realm. If you know the patkis of Oya, Osun, when Oshun felt shut out from humanity, shut out from the masculine side of making decisions for human beings, she formed the Ajay. She formed the Iyami Ajay in order to allow the women to have a say in what goes on in spirituality. So I have had the pleasure to sit and speak, and I was like, I want to stay in the forest and meditate for, give me 100 years, give me 200 years. But it's like my soul has already been meditating for so long that when she comes out and when she awakes, she's like shaken. The goddess inside of me is shaken. Like it's a constant shake, but some of them will not wake up. They won't, because when she woke up, like I had a goddess just wake up, right? They heard how I was being spoken about in the spiritual realm. So she heard what men and women were speaking about me. And she heard I heard clairaudiently, clear as day, F that black bee. She doesn't know who she is, and she needs to learn to stay in her place, or some form of that and she was angry. She was so angry that she was calm, and she laughed. She laughed. And she kept walking around in the spiritual realm, just walking and walking and walking. And she started to see large spells. I'm talking about big, massive spells being thrown at other people. And she was flabbergasted. She was like, whoa, how is this so? I don't want to be here. She was like, I'm not. Until they learn how to come together as a religion, as a people, I will not. The only thing I will do is sit about and cry and watch. That's it. And so I posted a video, and I did a video about, Iyami and the significant role of women. All women are Iyami. All women are. But some people have the abilities of the actual, like the abilities passed down through your lineage, that allow you to open certain gifts that you have in order to be able to communicate from the spiritual realm and to the worldly realm. But when I communicate, I notice that men, they don't listen. They don't listen to me. They don't listen to the other women around them, and they're like, just, okay, yep, whatever you say. Yeah, like that. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. Let me back off again from humanity, from people. So when I had my first real vision where I'm there, like I'm okay. So I went to the forest on the second day, and went to the water's edge and baptized myself again before going into the forest. And I laid out a blanket and I meditated and watched the sea and sung the songs of my ancestors and laid down on my back. When I lay down on my back, I felt shivers up my spine. And I just laid there and I looked at the trees above. And I was looking at the branches, and the branches were forming like messages and letters and pyramids and things like that to access and to go into. So I was in there. And I was digging through information, just like, what can I do? What can I say? What's going on? I'm digging through the messages, and they're like, look below, go below. So then I go below in the ground, and I'm sitting there, and it's just a small little house. It's not like a huge mansion with gold and wands and all these swords and stuff. No, it's just like a cute little house. And they're sitting on the floor. And they're aligning stuff on the ground. They're aligning the different odus and patterns on the ground. And they look, Oya and Osun. So Oya and Osun, they look at me and they're like, okay, where have you been? And I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. Can y'all explain to me? And so they're shifting things on the ground, and then they kept handing like messages. They kept handing like different things that will, as I go on with things, they will start to manifest themselves slowly, but they were just like handing things. And then I sensed there was a lot of messages of like, like anger. And I'm just like, I don't see Oshun mad often. She's crying, but she's not mad, because whenever I feel Oshun has a mad streak to her, I kind of talk to her, and I'm just sitting her down, and I'm like, you need to be patient. You need to do this. You need to remember that one story. You remember this, Fatki? Do you remember this? Karamate, come on, Oshun. Show the love that you give, right? So whenever she comes, I calm her down. But this time, I said, I'm not helping. I said, no, let them do what they do, right? And so they were talking and shifting, and then um, they're sending like different things over my head or like through my head and things like that. And then that's when I started to speak. I started to speak words. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is what I say, this is what I do, but it was not me. And as soon as I was done speaking, Obatala just came forward to out of me and then went to the mat and he sat on the ground. And I've never seen Obatala sit on the ground. He's always sitting like above in the there's a huge chair, there's clouds, it's very like light and warm and inviting and things like that. So when he was below and he was sitting on the ground and he was doing the things, he started to call gods and goddesses and entities and things like that. And I thought in the spiritual realm, it's all one thing. Like it's all one God. Like Ogun is one. Ogun, you know. But I'm starting to see energies off of Ogun that no one understands or no one knows coming into this like circle, into this meeting, and then they're looking and they're looking and they're looking. And then they ask me, they go, what do you think? What do you think we should do? And I said, after I saw what's going on up there, you guys, and you have the messaging that you need. You do what you do. I will not be helping. I said I will not be communicating for them. Because I was like, after so much disrespect of being called like a black bee and like just curses were being thrown at me left and right and left and right. And I'm just like, whoa, what have I done other than trying to help humans and help people to translate their messages and their dreams? Like I'm always just going about in the spiritual realm, just handing out messages, helping people and guiding them and just showing them the right way to interpret their soul to the realm, to this physical realm, right? So after seeing all those like bombs coming off, and I'm just like, I'm going to do nothing. Because what they are doing is they are throwing curses and foul words and meanness and calamity and disease and hurt and taking from the gods. They are not taking from me. Because when they access me to channel for them, they are there. Like this is a vessel for them to communicate, right? So I'm like, let them come. Because let all of the negativity come to me. I will filter it out. But when things get hard and when things get rough, and when the rain starts and it starts to pour down, and they need somebody to communicate the messages, I will not do it. Because what you have to do is protect the queens. Protect the ones who have the ability to get in circles, align chakras, and communicate to the spiritual realm. Protect them. But what I've been seeing is there's a lot of nastiness towards the a lot of black women in the spiritual realm. They're afraid. They're so afraid of them that it becomes jealousy. And the thing is, they are still giving. They are still giving knowledge. They are still giving happiness and warmth and like presence to a lot of the children of Earth. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not giving anymore. Until they understand who we are and who I am, I will not help. And you will see what's going to start happening. Like I posted yesterday, I was like, y'all need to wait a couple weeks. Look in the sky. You will see. If you are a very good spiritualist, you already saw it. You've already saw it. But it takes a little bit for the physical realm to see. And it will cause a stir. This is going to cause a huge stir. And it will continue to rain. And just a few days ago, this is like 3 days or 2 days ago, I can't sleep. There's so many channels that are opened in my head, in my ori, like sun rays, just like all of it just open, all channels. But of course there'll be more as time progresses, as we all get older, if we all, so channels just opening, right? And when no one understood what the channels were and they were thinking these negative thoughts towards me, I was sitting in rooms, right? Open as hell, because already the goddess of love is there waiting for appeasement, waiting to give to people. She's so bright, you guys. And this isn't just Oshun. This is. Whenever she comes in, she's just so bright and happy, and you could be in her realm for 10 minutes and it feel like 10 years, because that's how wide open that she is. She's like, come, you are welcome. You are my daughter. You are my son. No matter what, you are. And then her children started to turn on her. Her own children started to turn on her, because the manifestations of her power started to come out through me. So when people started to sense that, they're like, well, who are you to channel her? Who are you? You're no better than I said, no, I'm not better. Like in my head, I was like talking. I was like, I know I'm not better. I will wash your feet. I will sit at your feet. You can teach me something, and I am happy to learn. But allow me to give you and help you and teach you things. But it would open up more jealousy, and then their souls would start to blacken. Like I could see, like I talk about roots of the earth. I could see like black roots spurring out of their heart chakra and going up towards their mind. And I'm just like, okay, I'll be quiet. I'll go sit over here. I was just trying to tell you what your mother is saying, what the woman who birthed you as this Orisha is saying. I don't mean any offense. I'm speaking my truth, So then I finally was just like, okay. So then the next thing that came up was I was there, and I was pulled to the side, and she looks at me and she goes, I told them to keep me black. And I was like, what, mom? Wait, what you talking about? She's like, I don't know what's going on, but I told them to keep me black. And a lot of negativity when it comes to the races or racism is associated with our religion, with the diasporic religion from Africa. And they're all like, we see her in my image and things like that. When the version with the, hold on, they're saying something. Tell them how disappointed that we are. I will get there. Hold on a sec. La Negrita, the Virgin Mary, when the form of her popped up, and kept going back into the forest, she's like, I want you to keep me and my child and my son painted black, to remind you all where you come from, to remind you that, yes, you come from a Black woman. Yes, you come from the womb of the earth, who originally was a Black woman. So that's why we were saying, they're saying they wanted to keep are Black, to have a reminder of your roots, to lead you back to the roots, you know? Um, but a lot of people started to disagree with that and say, well, my mother is in my image. And I'm like, go ahead, take that too. Take it too. I don't, it's not me who's saying any of it. It's that right there. So I then begin to allow them to all gather and talk and communicate, and you know, they have a lot of plans in store for humanity. And you know, normally I would give my 2 cents, and I would be like, you know, they are young, they just need time, they need lessons, they need odus, um they need guidance. But after all of the disrespect and the name calling and the curses being thrown and stuff, I'm like, they're so disorganized. I don't want to be a leader of that. I don't want to communicate for them. I'm if there's a way to concede any of it, you know, I'm like, no, thank you. I appreciate being guided and shown the realm, but that's something I can't clean up by myself. I can't do anything. So do not call me a leader of any of it, because because I'm very organized. I am a Virgo Leo. I am a strong organizer. So if I cannot get organization, if it's like so messy, I will not like paperwork, anything. I love doing paperwork. I love communicating. I was a communication specialist for a development company. I communicated ideas for multi-million-dollar companies. I communicate spiritually. I communicate through divination, different divination systems that aren't even invented. They give me advice. They give me so many different ways than just one keeping me in a box. They're allowing me that branched out to different religions, you know, the Buddhism, you know, I was able to branch out into uh, a lot of different religions in order to combine the understandings of humanity. So when I decided finally to just let them do their thing, I like basically I went back up into my body and I started to laugh, uncontrollably laugh. And I was just like, oh no. And I folded up my blanket and I put my cards into my blanket, and then I carried it to my car, you know. And then I sat in my car for like maybe 25, 30 minutes, and you know, messages started to like start decoding quickly. Like all the messages started like I've never decoded that quickly. Normally when I decode, it takes days, weeks, a lot of time. But this time the decoding was like, you know, when you count money, all of the messages started coming in. They were coming from the trees. They were coming in from all over the air, the sun. It was just like, it was like, and then it started to unfold in front of me like, and then the communication started. So I'm like, I am just doing what I am supposed to do. I'm just expanding on what you guys have given me and continue to give me. And I was praising the trees, praising the air, praising the ground, just praising the sun, just praising and being happy in my own element. Um, and and then I started to read. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram yet, I have Prophetess Trees. That is my um, that is my signature. You guys should follow me there. I have updated messages daily. Again, that is Prophetess Trees on Instagram. So there has been massive flooding, Mozambique and Malawi, over 100 dead, affecting 843,000 people across Southeast Africa. There's heavy rains overwhelming Kenya, destroying areas of farmland larger than New York. Floods have washed away bridges, homes, shut down schools, and taken many lives for the past 2 months. Hundreds of people in Eastern Africa affected by heavy rains and devastating floods, April and May. Floods bursting out on the banks of Shivell River in several locations, destroying housing, crops, causing more than 120,000 people to flee their riverside homes, April. Malawi floods leave thousands homeless, makeshift encampments. Madagascar, Niger, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil, Bolivia, I said Chile, Canada. Emergencies declared across Midwest and in the United States. This is on March 16th. Historic flooding, and it's only going to get worse from there. It's only going to get worse, and it's going to grow in size. And you know, I've felt them on multiple occasions, felt the spirits. They, how do I explain it? I felt the spirits. So there is a snake, you know, that is Oshumare, that connects the humans to the spiritual realm. So just like you have your Kundalini awakening, you have your spiral up your spine of Kundalini, as does the earth. As above, so below. So the earth has the Kundalini as well. And imagine when you are gifting to the seas, you're gifting to the earth, you're gifting to help to stop things, right? To placate, because you read when Oromila did a divination, said that you have to do this, you have to do that to appease this god or this goddess. And Elegua is the one who receives it and carries it. Imagine if the female form of Elegua stops gifting to the feminine side, the female version of Elegua. This is why I pray a lot to Elegua. This is why we're his Eleques, her Eleques, because it's not just the masculine version of a deity. Each deity has a feminine quality. And if the qualities cannot meet together and merge as a unit, imagine the turmoil that can go through if the gifts are not being given to the right sources, or you do your channeling and you see that they keep changing. It keeps changing. Well, I'm a warm way, did I? I'm sorry. One woman don't why my ear Yemoya is speaking. I have a huge picture here of her. She's saying the one more, like the flip, I don't know. Oh my ear, wow. Ninga dinilo amo mani nilo na womde o amoro. Yeah. Maoro I go di power di pay me what you expect us to clean up your mess after the flip, after a flip. When we said to get your homes in orders, we sent the birds to tell you to get your homes in order before the flip. Iyami aye wa duro o dudu wa miela wa a bomba era bawa mo du mo de bina gaga buvo babu bom bi boma bedela go refa wo mo de ma mo du go bulela boa mo de ba we mm yeah ma uchi bo je tamu wo ni mo dala bi de mo okay. She's saying that you train our children to do bad. You train our children, and we were supposed to be raising our children, but you are raising them to mo inka mo mm, kikawudu. Ah mm, ah oh. Okay. She's yemo ya bo inki kufumado. She says she closed her door. She's closing her door, and she's closing it like that. Like I see right now, there is a little like hallway, and she's like very like older, so she's walking with a cane, and I see her opening her door, stepping in, and she looks at me and she goes, "But make sure they clean it up, and then I will come." And then she shuts the door. Actually, come on, mommy. I'm waiting. She kisses me on the forehead and then shuts the door. She's like very vocal and very like like she's very like don't give a like she doesn't care but she cares. She's so loving that she cares, but when it's not her way, she does not care. I love channeling. Oh yeah, like I love it. In the spiritual realm, like I'll be sitting there for hours just being like, Mama, Mom, guess what? He did this, she did that, and I saw this and I saw that. And it's like, she's like, don't gossip. I see it all. And she's like, I don't like gossiping tongues. You mind your business. And I was like, but you send me forth to see things, to do these things, to listen to people. She goes, I don't care. You know how to do it. You know I see when you see. And I'll just be like, so then I have to go through like a test, a lot of tests in order to stop gossip. So no matter what you do, no matter what you are trying to do in the spiritual realm, it always comes here. So if I do something bad over there, or if I don't listen to the rules of my aunt here, and I do something over there, she finds out, and then she makes sure to realign my life in order to communicate the messages of what I did wrong in the spiritual realm. So she's very like always teaching and caring and things like that. But she always sends me home with another gift. She always sends me back here with another communication or something really, really fun that I could figure out how to open. It's like a lot of puzzles or things like that. So she says like if I if I learn how to communicate from my soul, that life will be much better for me. If I learn to use my gifts to benefit humanity, like it's like a pendulum, like a swinging thing always. So she's like, if you learn how to control your masculine side and your feminine side, you always be in alignment. You always have the pendulum speaking. It is only when the pendulum stops, when you become stagnant, that you start to lose your gifts. You start to lose the things that we are gifting you. So I always try to go back and forth in the spiritual realm and the physical realm often, so I can keep my gifts going and coming. So the um, give and take of the realm is always being associated. So I then I have a lot of Oya speaking. She wants to do cards. When we do Gamka Moidibu Miana and one, two, three, go, go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, what would they? No. Huh? Wini mawa oya mi wako mawa imbidi mawo chimwa lele mawa dike umudu wemike amuno no mamu ebe mbwa bede tubu wamu ngamko ubwa boni mile bali ye mo je mawa Iyami da won ton by Mother Earth from what they've been for did mama no mama why what was she my water a day in a lot I might be no why would do she from what demiga buwana boy lady woman running awa wono amani odu mabwa sebo aí que one thing one anana dede migela amu mawo diga mu wa yemme wa digo mu wede mo mi umu weye mwa dede lewa ma yera mi yele kam I would have moved me what money and then one more beat of one more day. One more no. Okay, so let me show you guys what I received from Oya, the water spirits of the earth. So you have air, but if you see there, you have earth, you have air, you have fire of the sun, and you have water. If you could see where the birds are flying towards the water, the birds are flying away from the earth. The birds are using the air element. Oya is represented by the air because she communicates through the air, and the birds fly on the air. So Oya is very present in the room. She's very present in life. She's very present right now. She's signifying that the birds are leaving. Here is another form of this is like a nighttime version of this card. So during the day, they are birds. And then during the night, they are humans. That the moon card, or the moon in the background, is the opposite. So this is the masculine, the feminine of the earth. So if you could see that people are walking towards the water to get the ebo, or to give ebos, to give to Yemoya, to give to the water deities and the water spirits. If you could see behind them that it is a barren land. It's very barren and dry. And then after that, you see the another air card. So you have 2 airs and 1 fire. So here we have 4 birds perched by the ocean. perched by the river, and there is a crocodile. So this is signifying the hidden dangers. So this is signified by the you say one thing but you mean another. So we come to the waters as birds to drink, but you eat. You hurt us. So we come to feed ourselves and to love ourselves and to help you, and you turn into that crocodile right there, and you hurt us. You try to eat us. You try to rearrange our cycle of life, and if you see in the background that's the ocean. That is where the birds were flying to. They were flying from the ocean to the river of life to drink, and you were waiting there ready to consume. And then another card that pops up is the undies and the mermaids. So this is underneath the ocean. So they go back under the ocean and turn back into the fishes, turn back into mermaids. Because if you look here, they were just trying to be. And you have another one. These are all cards that popped up. They were trying to be. If you see how tumultuous the water is, and the moon is sitting out, and you see all of the waves in the background and the waves coming up and the 6 fishes there, you see how calm and happy that they just wanted to sit amongst the people and give them gifts. The mermaids bring wealth. Mermaids bring love and lust, and not lust, bring love, even though lust is not that bad in a sense, because if you think about Pombagira, full of lust. But she is the feminine quality of Eshu. She's the female Eshu. Anyway, she's also about testing and tempting people in order to show them the true qualities of love. So anyway, long story short. But if you see, she just wanted to be. And then the 2 of water is the mermaid, is another water card. So all of these are just basically, they have water element to it. So they wanted to be happy. They wanted to love. They wanted to produce children, because if you think about it, the male produces the children when in the seahorse world. He carries the children and births the children there. So this is signifying that the male was the reflection of the female. This is the opposite side. This is the other side of the realm. So they give birth as men, So last but not least, I got Obatala. When I see Obatala face up and heads up, I see him as the caretaker. I see him as being on the same understanding as the water. I see him very dominant on heads of men. And this is signified by the Baborisha that popped up after Obatala popped up. So the sacred men, I'm seeing a very prominent head on them, but I'm also seeing the misbalance and the misuse of the crown of Obatala, the knowledge of Obatala. So Obatala right now is sitting above the masculine who's raising his hand up to communicate with the deities. And I'm seeing the men on top of Obatala. So I don't see like Obatala being on top of them, that he is controlling 100% of the actions and things like that. So I'm seeing on top, they're on top of him. So thinking that they are bigger than Obatala. So this is where the water element takes over. And then I have Orisha Oko in here, and he wants to have awuno aje miraworo o como leila nedundu ama awot the woman is uh the magician and the chariot. There's supposed to be a prominent man speaking for the masculine side of it. There's supposed to be a prominent figure that is the messenger for the masculine side of it. So it seems like the masculines also want to speak their truths, not just from the water's perspective, but they want to have say. And a lot of the deities, a lot of the masculine deities, I have made sure to put, because they're very strong-willed, they're very strong, and they want to speak a lot. They want me to listen. But the thing is, on my perspective, is I want a gentle character. I want awapele. I want good character that surrounds me. So this is why I love to work a lot with Orisha Oko, who is a farmer. And a lot of his farmland is being destroyed because of the water element. So Orisha Oko is somebody that I will always channel, I will always love, I will always admire, because he gives food. He gives understanding of how to plant something. So he is a seahorse, in my opinion, who births creation of nourishment. So I always work with Orisha Oko. I suggest you guys work a lot with Orisha Oko, because he has the qualities to communicate for the masculines in a very understanding tone and a very loving, because he knows what it means to create. He's very good at it. He doesn't want to destroy. He wants to just create and bring forth life and bring forth food and bring forth he wants to sit on his farm, maintain his farm, and love his wife. Perfect. Now that's the man I will always communicate with. That's all I want, is just a piece of the earth, the piece of the farmland, Orisha Oko. Okay. So, I'm feeling a little. That won't be. Denny. My wolf. Bika, no, give me. Yeah. You want to get what food. So this is amethyst, and I'm putting it on my crown, and he wants me to put one other thing. This. He says that if any curses are thrown, it will go on the heads of men twice over, 10 times over, 20 times over, 30 times. So he says, for speaking the truth, you seek to harm. And so what will be done will go back to you. Okay? Lord, speak for the masculine side. Yes, so. Yeah. Yeah. Lord. Focus. my God, hold on. It's too many. That's the whole story. Give me one story. The Magician and the Chariot. The masculine version of the Chariot wants to speak. The masculine version of the Elewa messenger, the messengers of masculine. They keep speaking, but they speak too fast instead of slowing down and allowing me to channel it. Okay, so I'm seeing a man. He's about 40-something years old. He is a telepath. He is surrounded by children. He has a lot of children, both spiritual and physical. He's surrounding them. And he has his arms out, ready to speak. And it's so funny right now. I have a legua sitting up watching me. Let me show you this here. So a masculine version de legua, Eshu, just popped up. Okay. So after that, let's see what's popping off. Mwa legua I amumbiemba wamidilmo. Umamwaye. Yeah. Mono. Bisham. Bawo. Toromo. Moeni. What are you wanting to say, Legua? Give me what you want to say. Ooh. No. Come on. Yeah. But when okay. So I got the beware of who you trust and upside down. So why aren't you trusting us? In good fortune and friendship, the unicorn is upside down. Like the unicorn, good friendship, good fortune and friendship, I'm hearing a lot to do with, you're taking away our good fortune and our good things for trying to help. We want to help too. We provide strength and wisdom. We provide the dragon energy. We provide that for you, and you're trying to take that away. But if you think about, look, all of these are all animals. Let me show you guys. So all of these are all animals and upside down. You see, there's the dragon, there's a unicorn, and then there's the wolf. There's an old saying in a Native American culture. It says, instead of following the wolf, you follow the coyote. When following the wolf will get you life, will get you to where you need to go. Ooh, I'm feeling very heavy, lots of energy, lots of masculine, heavy energy trying to communicate. And I only want one at a time. One at a time. Elegua only. Be more woman, elegua. And I will stop. Oko and elegua. Those energies. Thank you. Now, yeah. Oh, no, I am not married. I am not attached. Shoot your shot. The children of men, or the children of these deities, speaking of men, this just popped up, the man. Ooh. Nope, I'm a queen of my own realm. I am not queen of these men. The man, I will not want that title. I wear a crown, but it is my own. I do not need an initiation or anything who I am. I love who I am, and I love this. I don't need anything else, nothing else. I refuse. You know what? Let me get one of these. Tamu. Bine. Bine butu. Nawa. Iwa. Mamu. No. There we go. Kill. Kill. Ancestors, protect. Masculine energies. Ace of Swords in reverse. So the Ace of Swords signifies the hand handing the so the hand out the cloud of Obatala handing the sword to man and a crown in reverse. So signifying that well, there is no king worthy. No. Could you clarify the Ace of Swords? Oko. Clarify the Ace of Swords. I want it to fall out of the deck. I don't want it just to pop up, please. Go. Come on, oh shit. There's been deceit. There's been some kind of deceit amongst the masculine energies. The deceit being someone tried to control all of the power and sent others on crying. So he tried to control all of the realm, all of the powers, and everyone else's powers. But it came out as a deceit. He deceived them a lot. He was very deceiving in his qualities. So now that is in disorder, what do you want the feminine energy to do to help? Because we're not cleaning up the mess of man and men of that man. So that man deceived them. Okay, so what do you want me to do about that? What do you want feminine energy to do about that? Said that he was going to help and he didn't help. Said that he was going to communicate and he didn't communicate. Said that he was going to do a lot of things, and they trusted him and believed in him. But again, he is Eshu. He is the trickster. He's that energy. Before I end this session, if you guys need to say anything else, please say before. Speak your peace. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. The earth. 4 elements. The snake around it. So what I'm getting is, now what? So now what about the world? What about the world? What about the world? What about the world? What about the earth? What about the earth? One at a time, speak. I respect you all as masculine energies. I seek to help you to communicate your message. Y'all will never guess what just happened up on the earth. Cool. So it's like this man is tired of the actions. So he's wanting to hurt the earth. He wants to send death as well. Oh shit. This man was a fire sign element. He was very strong, powerful, that other men could not control him. He paraded as, the perfect couple, the perfect balance of energies, but it's not the way it seems. So I don't know. There's not much I can do about that. There's not much about the water signs to do about that. I'm going to meditate more with Orisha Oko and try to get some other clarifying messages, but I'm kind of over this session right now. So much mess that I don't want to be involved with this energy that is going to be stuck in me for about 45 minutes to an hour. Longer than I want. All right. So the final message is just that I love you. I love your mama. I love your daddy. I love your goosey goosey granny. Have a great afternoon, guys.